I love this Merlot Rosé, and it is perfect with this wonderful jerk shrimp recipe. So if you love that wonderful island spice, I hope you're gonna really enjoy this recipe. Now this jerk recipe makes a lot, so you can store it and use it all summer, all winter long. It's wonderful. So I have some brown sugar and a little bit of rubbed thyme, some cloves and allspice, some cinnamon. I have a little bit of smoked paprika, some chives. Oh my goodness, I've got everything on this board. So what I want to do is just mix it all up. Oh, look at that, just this beautiful spice. There's just a little touch of salt in there, just a little bit of garlic powder. It's wonderful. And you just want to mix that up until it's all blended through, and then put it in a container where you can hold it dry to use anytime you need it. If you have little lumps in your brown sugar, make sure that you get those out. So in my little dish here, I've already zested one lime and one orange, and I'm just gonna zest another lime. So what you wanna do with this is just pull that, just the green part and just the orange part on the orange off of that lime and off of that orange. Now I'm gonna take the juice from both of those. Let's just make sure it's nice and soft. Yeah, it's great. And for this, I'm actually going to use a reamer to really get down in there and get all of that lime juice out. Now this marinade will make enough for 1 pound to 1.5 pounds of shrimp. And I'm using really big shrimp. When you're marinating shrimp, you want to make sure that you don't marinate it too long in acid because it will cook through. So if you're planning to grill it and not serve it as ceviche, make sure that you give yourself just a short amount of time to marinate. This is about 1/2 tablespoon of honey. Sometimes I use brown sugar. Either is great in a jerk recipe. All right, and I want to take a little olive oil, about 3 tablespoons. You don't want too much olive oil because you don't want flare-ups with this. And then I'm going to take about 2 tablespoons of my jerk seasoning. Now I know how much in my hand is a tablespoon. I love that because even when I'm someplace where I don't have a spoon, like when I'm camping, I know how much that seasoning is. Okay, let's stir that really, really well. You want to get that honey up out of the bottom. Let's just pour that in and stir it around. Oh, this just smells so good. Just like the islands. But I'm going to make it even more islandish with my next ingredient, which is pineapple. So let's let those sit to marinate for about 15 minutes or so while I break down this pineapple. All right, I have an awesome pineapple here. Now, how do you tell your pineapple's ready? Well, sometimes you'll look at it and you can see the color. Sometimes you can smell it and, oh yeah, this smells like a pineapple, but is it ready? Well, if you take a couple of the leaves from the top and just give a little tug, if it comes out too quickly, it's probably overripe. But if you just have to come out with just a hint of a tug and not pulling it like this, it's a ready pineapple, and we've got a ready pineapple. So I want to first take off the bottom of this pineapple, and always make sure that you wash your pineapples before you cut them. You just don't know what is on that outside, and in some grocery stores, some places, they may handle this with dirty hands. So let's just make sure. Now I'm going to take off the top and the bottom, those top and bottom away, and then we're just going to cut down on the outside of our pineapple like this. It's so much easier if you have taken the top and bottom off and everything is nice and level and even. There we go. Just take that peel off, and you want to make sure you get the eyes off. These are called the eyes, those little brown pieces that are right there. And if you don't take those off, they're really hard to eat. Let's just cube this up. So we want to take the knife straight down through the center, through the core, so it looks like this. And then let's quarter it the very same way. And just kind of lay those pieces to the side. Let's do it with this one. And just kind of go around, make sure you have all those eyes out, and just do a little trimming. And then what you're going to do is just with the knife, come down and remove that core. There we go. I want to just give some pieces about this size. So they're an 1/8 spear, and then I'm cutting them about 3/4. So I have my pineapple. I've got some chunks of onion and some chunks of red pepper. While that shrimp is still marinating, I'm going to get started on some skewers. Now what I have here are some skewers. They're about 8 inches long, and I just want to get those started. I'm going to start with a little piece of red onion, and I'm bringing it about halfway down. I don't want the stick to come out of the top of the shrimp. If you're serving this, particularly as an appetizer, which I'm doing for these, you don't want your guests to see part of that stick sticking out. It's really kind of dangerous. And they can always move the food up. All right, now let's put on a piece of pineapple. Yummy. And then a piece of this beautiful red bell pepper. Now I've got that one ready for my shrimp to go right on. And I've soaked these skewers overnight in water. If you put boiling water on them at least 3 hours before you use them, that works great. And then I'm going to show you a little secret to keep that stick from burning. Now let's just give those shrimp another stir through, and we'll get them just ready for the grill. Now I want to take my shrimp and kind of come from the curved bottom, so the body side, so the tail is up. And I just give it a skewer through, and then I come back through the tail like this. That way you've got that pretty C curve at the top. And just move your fruit and vegetables down so that it fits just right. So what I've done here is to set up a nice wide strip of aluminum foil from end to end where I know my skewers will be overlapping with the heat. This will keep them from getting too burned. So, man, enjoy your shrimp, and especially with this wonderful Merlot Rosé. Oh, this has beautiful hints of citrus, and it has just a lovely bouquet. Oh my goodness, strawberry I get in that. A little bit of cranberry, so the taste may be tart cranberry, it may be sweet cranberry. Let's try. That's a beautiful flavor balance between the tart cranberry and the sweet cranberry. You get a little bit of that strawberry, a little of that citrus. So let's try it with this shrimp. What a pairing. This is really delicious.